You have now entered the Oval Office of Talk Radio for the Gulf Coast with Carl Gallops and Freedom Friday. Carl doesn't need a teleprompter. He actually knows the difference between right and wrong, and the difference between common sense and political correctness. He is on a first-name basis with God. What a refreshing place to be. Now, here's Carl Gallops.
All right, welcome back, America. I am Carl Gallops, and I am in the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio. It's so good to have you with us today. Mallory Bardwell, your world-famous producer. We're broadcasting live, 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's Talk Radio. However, we call it Northwest Florida's Talk Radio, and that is true. But we do broadcast to portions of 4 states along the Gulf Coast, and that's just by the radio. But, of course, we're attached to the Internet. We're streaming live over the Internet. We stream live over your smartphones. We podcast this show, Freedom Friday. You can get all of that information at carlgallops.com. Plus, we're connected to the world-famous and mega-viral ppsimmons news and ministry sites. And a lot of those sites, the blog spot is syndicated to 20 different internet news sites. So all of that is connected to Freedom Friday. We have listeners all over the United States, coast to coast, and around the world, and we're proud of every single one of you. God bless you and welcome to the show. We've got a great show this afternoon, a great lineup. In just a few seconds, I'm bringing on Mike Zullo, lead investigator of the Sheriff Arpaio Obama fraud investigation. Brand new breaking information. You're going to want to hear that. Then, of course, Dr. Mike Shoesmith out of Toronto, Canada, the executive editor of the ppsimmons news and ministry sites. Dr. Grace Vuoto out of Washington, D.C. and Boston, our correspondent from up there. She'll be on. And then in the last portion of the show, Neil Bortz. That's right, the world-famous Neil Bortz will be on the show today. And we're going to talk about his new book and about his life and about his retirement years. And so we'll have a good time with Neil Bortz. So we've got a great show lined up for you. Glad you're here. All right, Mike Zullo, you with us?
I am, Carl. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's so good to have you with us. I know we've got mega listeners right now on the Internet and through TuneIn Radio, and we'll have a bunch of them on the other side of the world in the morning, and they're anxious to hear the things that you and I will talk about, mainly you, the things that you will share. But first of all, you've got some breaking news on Sheriff Arpaio has asked you and the Cold Case Posse and the information from that investigation to be involved and to cooperate fully with the Alabama Supreme Court and Judge Roy Moore in an upcoming, it's a civil case, but it's extremely important, and you guys are going to be involved. Sheriff Arpaio has asked you, tell the folks what that case is about. This apparently is the first civil case you guys have been involved in. Tell them why that is and what are the ramifications of this Alabama Supreme Court case.